Sanders is not only the nominee, but the President of the United States in 2020. So at this time, I'd like to introduce one of the stars of Knock Down the House, the Netflix documentary, Amy Vilela.
Hello, fellow Las Vegans. How are y'all doing? Great. It feels really good after all the traveling to be back in Las Vegas and see all of your faces. So many of you I know have been working tirelessly on all of the initiatives that are so important, like healthcare, immigration rights. But right down today, I wanted to talk about what's happening in the United States. You know, this is a historic time for all of us, and it's going to take a level of courage from each and every one of us. We are facing inhumane levels of economic, social, racial disparity in this country. And I know for each and every one of us, we each have a story of why we are supporting Bernie Sanders. I want to take a moment, because I think stories are so important, to share with you the reason why I have endorsed Bernie Sanders. You know, back in 2015, I heard of Bernie Sanders for the first time ever. My husband came running through the house saying, "Bernie Sanders running, Bernie Sanders running." And I was like, who is Bernie Sanders? Like many people, I had been busy. I'd been raising my kids as a single mother. I was on WIC, Medicaid, and food stamps. So I was very busy just trying to survive day to day, to be involved in the everyday politics. You know, and I thought that just voting D was my job. That was all that was needed. And then I lost my daughter, Shalyn, at the age of 22, to our nation's barbaric healthcare system. And I remember, you know, hearing Shalyn on the phone as she went to a local hospital here in Las Vegas and asking for care and telling them that she did not have proof of insurance. My daughter was Black, with sickle cell trait. She had just driven 22 hours on a healing, injured knee, begging them for something for her 8 out of 10 pain. And they told her to go get insurance and see a specialist. They weren't a doctor's office. She had every sign and risk factor for a blood clot. And I remember her dying in my arms. It almost broke me. And I knew at that point when she died that she was dying from injustice, but I wasn't understanding how vast this injustice was and how many people were being affected at that point. But I knew enough to whisper in her ear, she died. You will not have died in vain. And I went back. I was in grief for probably the first year of his last run. But my husband kept on talking about universal health care. He was an immigrant from Brazil. And how every other country, including Brazil, had a form of universal care. And at that point, I was a CFO, and I was thinking, what do you mean? It's not tied to your health insurance? It boggled my mind. I started really listening. And I remember hearing Bernie talk about the inhumanity of not offering everyone health care. And the tears started to roll down my face. And then I started reading the bills. And they made sense. I knew as a CFO they made sense economically. And I also knew as a human being that it made sense morally. And each and every one of us here has a story. And that is really what Bernie Sanders' campaign is about. It's about storytelling. It's about sharing hope. That's what his campaign is about. Hope for our families, hope for our community, and hope for this country. And it's up to each and every one of us to play a part in activating our community. And how we do that is telling stories. And I know from being here in Nevada and telling the story of Shalyn's death, across the political spectrum, it galvanized the community of Las Vegas for healthcare justice. And I saw people come together that were from very different organizations, different political ideology, coming together and banding together to fight for healthcare. And that's what every single one of his policies is about. We all have stories that relate to those. We meet people in the community. And we shouldn't just be looking for the status quo person who's going to vote. We need to look for the young people. This is their first time voting this year, who may be confused how to do it. We need to get them registered as a Dem. It might be the independent voter that has been disgruntled by what's been happening. We need to register them to vote as a Dem and caucus for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
It could be a Republican who is struggling with his family, who cannot afford to take care of the basic necessities of his children because he's working multiple jobs and isn't getting a livable wage. Everyone is a potential voter and supporter for Bernie Sanders. This is not about party. This is about the people.
Yes.
We need to get back to worrying about the people and stop paying party politics. And that's how we're going to win this, by telling stories, getting them to tell us stories. This is how we will win the Nevada caucus for Bernie. And I really hope that everyone here will get involved, use the Burn app, make sure that you're out talking to your neighbors. And remember, we're not only doing this just for Bernie. This is for all of us. Lives are on the line. $35,000 a year just from healthcare alone. And I am so honored to be here tonight and opening for Bernie Sanders and offering my support. And I am even more honored right now to introduce Dr. Cornel West.
We are in the right place here this afternoon. Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you on fire
ARP
for
family,
justice?
be sure to like, subscribe, and share this.
My dear Sister Amy reminded us, we're talking about life and death issues. Serious. Service-oriented. Let no one deceive you. But my dear brother Bernie Sanders is unprecedented in the history of American presidential politics. There has never been a candidate to soar so high but keep his focus on everyday people in the way in which he does. There's never been a candidate who exemplifies the longevity of consistency. That's why we live in the political age of Bernie Sanders. Every candidate running for president must come to terms with, what do you think about Medicare for all? Where do you stand in relation to $15 an hour? Where do you stand in relation to student debt? Do you really want to eliminate it, or do you just want to tap dance with it?
Yeah.
Where do you stand in relation to poverty? Echoes of Martin Luther King Jr., echoes of Cesar Chavez, echoes of Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, echoes of Dorothy Day. We can go on and on and on. The best of American history is being channeled through this campaign. And you know what? It might very well be the most pivotal and historic one, because who knows how long this fragile and precious experiment in democracy will last, given the gangster in the White House. That's serious business. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of words. I just want you all to recognize what is at stake in this grand state of Nevada in relation to our dear brother. And he is the major wave in the ocean, but all of us are part of that wave. And it has to do with simply acknowledging what Sly Stone taught us a long time ago, that everyday people have a preciousness and a pricelessness that even if you overlook it, it's going to come back and haunt you, because they are the vast majority of the democratic experiment. And when I decided many years ago to be the comrade and brother of Bernie Sanders, this is just not a matter of presidential campaigns. We go back for decades. And it had to do with the fact that it's rare to have a politician who's a real thermostat, who shapes the opinion rather than just a thermometer who reflects what's going on out there.
That's right.
Yep.
That's what I said.
And I don't want to say too many negative words about some of these folk running for president in the Democratic Party. All I got to say is, I am tired of the milquetoast neoliberal corporate elites in the Democratic Party who claim that they speak for everyday people, claim that they speak for poor and working people. I don't know about you. I don't want a copy. I want the real thing. Brother Bernie Sanders, Brother Bernie Sanders, Brother Bernie Sanders, who will win in 2020. introduce to you here in Nevada the next president of the United States, whose heart and mind and soul is with working people, with poor people of all colors.
Yes.
Oh, let's keep it real now. Of all colors, he stays in contact with the humanity of folk, but he knows chocolate folk catch a disproportionate amount of hell. But it's a moral issue. If you want to be a decent human being, you want to be a person with ethical integrity, then you will, like Bernie Sanders, hate white supremacy, hate male supremacy, hate any ideology that loses sight. You will be preciously Jewish, preciously Arab, preciously Muslim, preciously Palestinian, preciously Ethiopian, preciously Yemenis, given his witness in foreign policy. So I want to bring him out here. Where's my dear brother? Brother Bernie Sanders. Here he is. Here he is.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. See, one of the banes of my existence. I got to follow this guy all over the country. You didn't even see him get warmed up. See, he was nice. He knows it's hot in here, and he was brief. He gets wound up. I got Nina Turner to follow. And people say, who wants to hear Bernie Sanders? I got these guys. All right. Cornell, thanks so much. And I want to thank Amy. Okay. And I want to thank a special thanks to Amy as well. It is... I don't know how to say this. It is a parent's nightmare. I've got 4 kids and 7 grandchildren. And this is what my wife, what Amy has had to go through, no human being no parent should have to go through. And what she has done, which is incredibly courageous, rather than just accepting her grief and mourning the loss of her beautiful daughter, in memory of her daughter, she is doing everything that she can to make sure no other parent has to experience what she has experienced. And that is just extraordinary. So Amy, thank you so much for what you've done. And Amy's story is one that breaks our hearts. But what Amy also said is that everybody has a story. It may not be as dramatic and heartbreaking a story as hers. Everybody has a story. Everybody knows somebody or is somebody in this room who is working 2 or 3 jobs in order to provide for the family. And I remember, never forget, Burlington, Vermont, a woman comes up to me at a grocery store and she says, Bernie, my husband and I, we want to have more kids. We can't. I'm working 3 jobs, he's working 2 jobs. That's going on all over this country. I remember being here in Las Vegas, actually, a few years ago, and seeing a woman with tears in her eyes saying, Bernie, I am making $10.15 an hour, and I have I think, an 11-year-old daughter. I don't know how I'm going to provide for her. That is her story. And there's the story of 500,000 people in America who are sleeping out on the streets tonight, including 35,000 veterans. They have a story. And there is the story of somebody who is getting sick today and not going to the doctor because they don't know how they can pay the bill. And there is the story of somebody today paying off their college debt, not able to get married and have the children that they want to have because of that oppressive college debt. And it's the story of the beautiful young people who want to go to college but can't afford to go to college because it is just too expensive, and they come from a working class family. And there's the story, my God, the story in Nevada and all over this country of undocumented young people and undocumented families where kids go to school scared to death, and when they come home from school, their parents may not be there and they have been deported. And there's the story of so many lives that have been destroyed, young African-American men thrown into jail rather than getting the jobs that they deserve. And on, the story of the elderly people in Vermont who are cutting their prescription drugs in half, their pills in half, because they can't afford the outrageous cost of medicine in this country. Here's the truth that you're not going to see on television very often or hear in the papers. And the truth is there has been a war against the working class of this country for the last 45 years. That's what's going on. Truth is that after 45 years of increased worker productivity and technology, the average American worker is no better off, making exactly the same that he or she made 45 years ago. Last 30 years, the top 1% have seen their wealth increase by $21 trillion. Bottom half of America have seen their wealth decline by $900 billion. So what this campaign is about is not complicated. It is demanding and fighting for an economy and a government that works for all of us, not just the 1% and the wealthy campaign contributors. That's what this campaign is about. This campaign is about saying that if you work 40 hours a week, you're going to earn a living wage, at least $15 an hour, and you're going to have the right to form a union. This campaign is saying that education is a human right. And I don't care how much money your family has. If you have the ability and the desire to go to college and graduate school, you are going to be able to do so, because we're going to make public colleges and universities tuition free. And this campaign is finally saying to the millennial generation that we're going to stop the trend of you having a lower standard of living than your parents for the first time in the modern history of this country. That we are going to cancel all student debt, period. End of discussion. And people say, how can you afford it, Bernie? That's expensive. Well, it is expensive. It's $2.2 trillion to make public colleges and universities tuition free and cancel all student debt. But somehow or another, we were able to bail out Wall Street for trillions of dollars. Somehow or another, we were able to give huge tax breaks to the wealthiest people in this country and the largest corporations. Well, if we could bail out Wall Street and give tax breaks to billionaires, you know what? We can cancel student debt in this country. To all 45 million people. And this campaign is also saying, it's what Amy talked about a moment ago. It is saying that health care is a human right, not a privilege. And it's ending the embarrassment, the international embarrassment of the United States being the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all people. Now, we are making progress in the fight for Medicare for all. But our opponents will spend hundreds of millions of dollars lying about what we are trying to do. All I can tell you is that if Canada can provide health care to every man, woman, and child, and the UK, and Germany, and Sweden, and Norway, and Denmark, and every other major country on earth, please do not tell me the United States of America cannot do the same. And this campaign is about telling the greed of the pharmaceutical industry to stop ripping off the American people, stop charging us by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. And this campaign, and I say this in Nevada, this campaign is about understanding that Donald Trump is dangerously wrong when he thinks that climate change is a hoax. Hey, Donald, come to Nevada today. See what kind of hoax climate change is about. Climate change is an existential threat, not only to our country, but to the entire planet. And we are going to have a government which does not think climate change is a hoax. We're going to have a government which leads the entire world in transforming our global energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. Together we are going to tell this world, we're going to tell countries all over this world, Russia and China and India and Brazil, countries all over this world, that instead of spending $1.5 trillion every single year on weapons of destruction designed to kill other human beings. How about coming together and using that money to fight our common enemy, which is climate change? And this campaign is about ending a broken and racist criminal justice system. I do not want and will not be the President of the United States, a country that has more people in jail than any other country. I want to be the president that invests in our young people, in jobs and education, not jails and incarceration. Let us build colleges and universities, not more jails. And I want to be the president that leads this country to comprehensive immigration reform that finally says to the 11 million undocumented in this country, we're not going to demonize you, but we're going to lead toward a path toward citizenship, not demonization. And that we're going to provide immediate legal status to the 1.8 million young people in the DACA program. And we are going to develop a humane border policy for those who seek asylum. We are not going to tear babies from the arms of their mothers and put children in cages. And we are going to have a political system based on one person, one vote, because we're going to overturn the Citizens United and not have billionaires buying elections. Now, Trump thinks that he's going to win re-election by dividing the American people up based on the color of their skin or where they were born or their religion or their sexual orientation or their gender. Well, we got news for Trump. That is not a winning formula. That is a losing formula. We're going to bring our people together, black and white and Latino, Native American, Asian American. We're going to bring our people together, gay and straight, native born, immigrant. We're going to bring our people around an agenda that works for all of us, not just the 1%. All right? Now, we stand a great chance to win in Iowa. We're really strong there, feeling good. Great chance to win in New Hampshire. I'm proud of the work that our staff here is doing in Nevada. We're looking good in South Carolina. This is a very, very important state for us. And the way we win it is through grassroots activism. Everybody in this room knows that at the end of the day, real change never occurs from top on down. It is always grassroots activism. That's the history of the labor movement, history of the civil rights movement, history of the women's movement, history of the gay movement, history of the environmental movement. Real change comes about when millions of people stand up and demand justice. And that is what this campaign is about. It is a campaign for economic justice, for social justice, for racial justice, for environmental justice. So brothers and sisters, we're going to win here in Nevada, we're going to win the primary, and we are going to defeat the worst president, the most dangerous president in modern American history, and together we're going to transform this country. We're going to stand with the working class of this country, not with the 1%. We're going to stand with the children and the elderly, not with Wall Street speculators. We can do it if we stand together. We can do it if we stand together and fight. We can do it if we stand together and fight and bring our people together. That's what this campaign is about. Thank you all very much. Let's go forward together. And it's hot in here, I know, but if anybody wants to hang around and get a quick selfie, let's do that. All right.
Guys, line up to the right of the side. One line to the right side.
Behind that door? Yeah, I don't think you're going to let me in there. So the bathroom is over there, so I'm going to have
So you're currently watching a feed on live on Real Progressives here. Bernie Sanders just wrapped up talking to the audience here at one of his local offices. And we're just looking at people here wanting to take pictures with him. It's a little warm in here. We're going to try to go the outside, maybe interview a couple of folks.
Anybody who wants a selfie on this side, line up on this side going out. You want a picture with Senator Sanders? You want on this side? This whole?
Yeah.
He said right, but I think he was looking this way. Who's left?
You're welcome. I know, they're huge.
Are there any other signs? Hi guys, are you guys over 18?
Yeah.
My name's Manny. I'm with Real Progressives. Can I ask you guys a couple of questions?
Yeah.
What brought you guys out here today?
Bernie, I saw Bernie was coming here. I thought it was my time to show my support and come.
Perfect. And what is your name? Alicia. I'm going to do something that I should have done earlier. I'm going to turn around only because there's a shadow on your guys' beautiful faces, so I can just get you to come around here and get scoot in with each other. Perfect. Now I can see you guys. So we have your names again?
Manuel.
Manuel. Hey, somos tocayos. My name's Manny too, and you are Alicia. And what about Bernie's message resonates with you guys?
I think we finally have a politician that will stand up for the 99% instead of the 1% and bring justice to the healthcare system and bring down pharmaceutical prices.
Okay. And how about for you? Same. And okay. Now I'm going to break it down a little here. I'm part Latino. I'm Mexican and Filipino and American. How do you feel that the Latino presence is being receptive towards Senator Sanders' candidacy?
I think we could have more support from the Latinos, reach out more to the minority people, get them more involved, get more young people involved in the political system.
Okay.
There's still a lot that are not hearing everything that's going on, and they're saying, oh well, we're not into that, or but then they're still having questions like, how come I'm working so hard for this and that? Well, vote.
Right.
Come listen to what they gotta say. But there's still those people that are not.
And if there is someone out there that's maybe your guys' age who's happened to be coming along this video, what can you tell them to get involved or engaged?
To start paying attention to the news, pay attention to what's happening around the world, be aware of what's happening. If you don't like something, there's a chance that you can change that thing by voting or getting involved.
There's always time to change things. The way the world changes every year, there's different things going on, and it's just, every year is different, so you got to change with everything that's going on. Everybody needs to have open-minded and see what's going around.
Now, I'm going to ask this last question, two-part question. Do you guys speak Spanish?
No, not really.
No.
We understand it, but it's really hard for me to communicate.
Okay. Well, I want to say thank you then for you guys then for coming out here, and we hope to see you guys around the campaign trail. I'm Manny with Real Progressives, and thank you for your guys' time. Okay, keep doing. This is Rosie. Rosie can talk to him about the. And we have here. What can I get your name and where you're from?
Mercedes Krause, Las Vegas, Nevada, dual citizen of the Oglala Nation.
Excellent. And Mercedes, what brought you out here today?
I was an independent until 2016 when I was introduced to Bernie Sanders. Found someone who speaks to my heart, comes out to my community, stands behind what he says, and there's no place else I would be today.
Perfect. Are there any other candidates that you might you're thinking of entertaining or supporting, or what? Are they resonating with you?
Strong. Like I said, the main thing for me is, Bernie's the first person I've ever seen out campaigning on reservations.
Wow.
speaking up for our community when we are just coming out of invisibility still in this time, and that means everything. I love the message of Marianne Williamson. I believe in the individual change, and I imagine how beautiful if we could do that for a nation. But I believe in Bernie Sanders with all my heart.
Perfect. If there is someone out there who is maybe on the fence or not too sure, but they're open to Bernie, what can you share with them?
I would say look at the voting record of the other candidates, because it's obvious, they're speaking to his 2016 platform, but the words are not, words are beautiful, but that's not what counts. What counts is action, and you can see the voting record.
Yeah, wow, perfect. Hey, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Good to see you.
All right, here
Did
we
you just see my commercial?
I did not just see your commercial. Who are you? For those who may not know who she is, and she's actually part of the RP family.
I'm so happy to be a part of the RP family. And I was just talking to the two young people that you just saw, and I gave them our postcards, our MMT Basics postcards with macroeconomic reality on the back. We can have all the things we need and the things we want. She said, it's for the people. I told her, we're the seeds. Everything starts with us. I'm so happy to be a part of the family. Manny, thank you for doing this.
Hey, we're all in this together.
Thank you so much. Guys, go to our Real Progressives Facebook page, go to our website, watch the videos that Steve does, watch our macro and cheese. Just take a little time. It's worth it. It's worth it. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it was worth it. But it is. Do we have some good people we can talk to? We'll talk to anybody. I talk to everybody.
Perfect. And on that note, we're going to go talk to this.
Okay.
This chip.
Yes.
Could I interview you? No? Okay. Thank you. All right, let's see. What's that? Hey, I understand. Let's see here. Can I ask you a question? My name is Manny, and you're on Live with Real Progressives. Can I ask you what brought you out here today?
I've seen your shows.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
right?
we're on YouTube, Facebook, many.
All right. Well, honestly,
yeah.
I had a conversation at, I went to go get my blood tested.
Okay.
Back in 2015 when Bernie first announced.
Yeah.
And I was having a conversation at the time with a Vietnam vet who was saying that he supported Trump because of the whole Benghazi thing. He was,
right.
Kind of what do you call it? A little bit right wing. But I mentioned something about Bernie Sanders, and he was like, really? What?
Right.
And there was a family, a group apart from us, and they're like, they wanted me to shut up because I called Hillary corporatist whore. And since then, I have met and watched the Real Progressive Voice, Kyle Klinsky,
okay,
yeah. Influence, Jimmy Dore, all those guys. Chapo Trap House, by the way, huge fan. Those guys are hilarious. I don't know. I guess that's about it. Also, I'm volunteering out of this office. I'm making phone calls.
Okay.
2 times a week.
Are there any other candidates that?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Absolutely,
Okay.
Tulsi
What
Gabbard.
about Tulsi that you like?
What is it about her? She is beautiful. She's strong. She's got character. She's very composed. She's basically got her head screwed on straight. She's against war, and we need to end all the foreign involvements, all the regime change wars. That needs to be done, over with. I love Bernie's idea of ending all those involvements, using the money back here. Tulsi feels the same way. Also, a 0.01 tax on Wall Street transactions. We can pay for everybody to have a real life, a real good life here in America. We're falling behind. If we had done this back when George McGovern was up for election and he had made it, and it wasn't Reagan and Bush and all these other jerks, Bernie is from that era, and he's got the consistency, and he votes the right way, and you can look into his history and know that.
If there is someone who's watching who's barely tuning in for the first time this political season or just in their life, what can you share with them about Bernie's candidacy that resonates with you? Or
I used to be you. I was cynical. I checked out. I didn't care. I figured everybody was going to be doing the same thing anyway, and that's pretty much what it has been for the past 40 years. Oh my God. Things are changing now. This is a very exciting time. We finally have some candidates that really are strong, and they have the experience, and they have the know-how, and they're really wanting to change things, and you know that they've already been offered deals to duck and run. I'm sure they've already been offered backroom deals, and they've turned them down, and they're staying strong because something matters more than money and being greedy and being selfish. And capitalism, I'm not post-capitalist. I'm okay with, them making the gym shoes and the video games and whatever. I do not think the state's going to do well and stuff like that. But healthcare, education, infrastructure, these are things that we have a state for. This is what they're supposed to be doing. And we need to start having them use our tax money for the things that are going to benefit all of us and not just those rich jerks, the 1%. Screw them. They've been scamming us too long.
Perfect. Hey, thank you so much. Be sure to give us a like on Facebook, Real Progressives.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, folks, we're going to try. You were live the whole time. All right, so we just spoke with someone right now. I'm going to try to go back inside. It's just that I came out here for some fresh air because it was so stuffy in there. But we'll try to go back in there in just a moment. Let's see if we can get someone to speak to. We'll go around here really quick. Thank you for watching Real Progressives at Home. I know many of you guys would like to go out and be part of the community. Some of you guys can't, either through for some personal reasons, health reasons, and that's why we do this. So if you're able to throw some shares, some likes our way, go ahead and do that. If you can donate, go ahead and do that as well. And we're just waiting to go back inside the Bernie office here.
See you later.
I'm gonna go inside and...
I couldn't get my picture with Bernie.
Okay. And so we're back in here. Can I ask you a question on Real Progressives?
Huh?
Can I ask you a question on Real Progressives?
Sure.
Can I get your name and where are you from?
Gabrielle there, and currently I'm homeless and unemployed.
Oh, Gabrielle, what brought you out here today? I'm so sorry.
I am the incoming first vice chair for Clark County Dem, so we want to support all the Democrat candidates in the primary.
And what about Bernie's message resonates with you or others?
Well, with me personally, and I think a lot of people here in Nevada, it's been a long time since politicians remembered who they got elected to serve, and Bernie has not forgotten that. And there are other candidates also who haven't forgotten that, which is awesome, but Bernie's been saying this a long time, so, education is a priority, universal health care is a priority. Let's stop killing Americans and make life better for them.
And how do you, if there is someone who's barely getting involved in the political process for the first time or aren't too sure, what can you tell them?
Get involved. Don't think about it anymore. We are at such a critical point in our nation that we don't have the luxury of sitting on the sidelines anymore. So even if you're not sure what to do, ask your friends, ask your neighbors. There's tons of groups and people out here who will help you get engaged, but get engaged. You must. It's a moral imperative right now.
Perfect. And who would you like to see? Let's go in time here. Who would you like to see as Bernie's VP?
It is much cooler outside, right? A woman. And I say that for all the candidates, including the women. I want a woman. I want a woman, even if it's two women out there.
Tulsi Gabbard, Maxine Waters.
Well, I don't think it necessarily needs to be someone who is a presidential candidate.
Okay.
I would like it to be a minority.
Okay.
A woman, like a woman of color.
Perfect. And if someone, what would you tell people to get involved, or how would you, what message would you say to them to get involved in the political process?
Everything that you want in life is probably achievable, but if you don't get involved and tell the people who are leading our country what you want, you're not ever going to get it. So your choices are do nothing and get nothing, or get involved and let your voice be heard. This is a democracy. You must be part of it.
Perfect. Hey, thanks so much for your time, Gabrielle.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, now you let me.
Yeah. Yeah. This is, you're looking at A.B. Vilela, who's previously ran for Congress out here. And we'll see if we can come over here. If there's anyone else here. No, it seems like they're all volunteers now. They're all coming out. Bernie Sanders was able to... Hi, ladies. My name's... Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Manny. I'm on live with Real Progressives. May I ask you a couple of questions? May I ask you a couple of questions? Here, I'm going to turn around only because I don't want a shadow on your beautiful faces. No, yeah. Yes, we're on live right now. Can I get your name and where are you from?
Okay, my name is Sharon Wilson. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada.
And Cheryl, what brought you out here today?
I'm here to support my daughter who's supporting Bernie Sanders.
And anything? What part of Bernie's message resonates with your daughter or yourself or your family?
Well, for me, I can't speak for her, but for me, he said something about health care, which I think is right. And he also mentioned something that's on top of my list was education. I have 2 kids in college, and I think the way he set it up, it's not really there. Everybody's not going to take advantage of that, but it's there if they want it, and that's what I think would be the most important.
And are there any other candidates in the Democratic field or the Republican field that you're looking at?
No, he's the first.
Bye now. All right, folks, we're going to head back outside because it seems like there's more Bernie volunteers in there, and we'll get some more the pulse of the community out here in Las Vegas. And let's see if I can ask these guys. Hey, guys, can I ask you guys a couple of questions? Sure. I'm going to turn around because I don't want to put any shadows on your guys' faces. Can I get your first name and where are you from, if you can scoot in?
My name's Gavin. I'm from Las Vegas now. I've been here for 20 years.
Excellent.
My name's Eleanor. I'm from Las Vegas. I'm a native, actually.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Tamara Taylor. I'm from Whittier, California, but I've been here for a quarter of a day.
Awesome.
My name is James. I am also a native of Las Vegas.
Fantastic. And what brought you guys out here today to come support Bernie Sanders? What issues are important to you that brought you out today?
Well, a lot of us are members of the Las Vegas DSA. We fight for a lot of Medicare for all, a lot of the issues that Bernie's aligned on. So we recently endorsed Bernie Sanders as a chapter, and so we're looking to just stand in solidarity.
And that's we can't compromise on that issue.
Right.
We need a workers candidate.
Excellent.
And there's a lot of reasons why we're here, actually.
Okay.
Every reason. Yes.
Well, what do you want to share? A particular reason, like a special reason?
Something that's more personal.
Sure. I mean, I think there might be some people watching behind who might be able to relate to that.
For me, the environment is more personal because it's about my son and the world that my son is going to be going into. And my son is also very passionate. He comes home from school telling me that, just some of the global catastrophes that are happening right now due to CO2 emissions and just what happens when trying to get our planet not to go above 2 degrees Celsius. And so for me, like the environment and humanity, the human race is extremely, extremely important. It's very passionate and close to me because, our children, our children's children. It breaks my heart that he's got to think about that stuff.
And then my last question: are there any other candidates that you're looking at that you're maybe warming up to?
Absolutely not.
No, I'm Bernie all the way.
So, Mike Ravel. I like that. I like that. Okay, so let me rephrase that. I didn't have a last question. This will be my last question. If you can send a message to the DNC or someone who's scouring the internets, right? Because people do that. What could you tell them?
If you screw Bernie, we're gonna force an independent run.
Yeah. Time for a third party. Time for a Labor Party in America. That's what this is all about.
We've been asked to compromise for over 20 years. It hasn't worked repeatedly. It's not going to work again, and we're sick and tired of being forced to compromise who we are and our ideas.
Perfect. Hey, thank you so much, guys. All right, guys. So here, let's see if we can get. We're going to tune in right over here. I know. Can I or no?
Okay, are you gonna answer? Well, that's why I was like, we need
Yes.
a workers' cancel.
Can I get your here? I'll ask both of you guys. Can I get your first name and where are you from?
My name is Sue Wolf, and I'm originally from New York, and now I'm in Boston.
Perfect. And what brought you out here today? Okay. And what about Bernie's message resonates with you?
Everything resonates with me. I'm in $70,000 worth of student debt, and I did it for just recently in order to help other people. I'm a social worker, and I'm doing Medicare for all. Right now, I'm splitting my pills in order to, try to save some money.
That's right.
And the list goes on and on. I mean, Bernie's been, somebody that I followed even way before he ran in 2015. And, I'm 100% it. He should be president. He should help everybody, not just one person, all of us.
Right. And how about you, sir? Is there something about Bernie's message that resonates with you?
I have one of those stories.
Okay.
I love Bernie. I think that he showed that you could, for example, finance a national campaign with small donations. Be beholden to the people who gave you the small donations rather than a special interest. Other people talked about that. He did, and now other people are doing it. He's the OG.
And let's go forward in time here. Who would you like to see as Bernie's running mate?
For me, 100% Tulsi. I think she has an amazing background, regardless of the past. She's amazing. She's foreign policy 100%, and she's genuine. And not only that, I love how she supported Bernie way back when in 2015. She's it's 100% Tulsi.
And how about you, sir?
Yeah, I also love the way she supported Bernie, but I would like to see Warren, even though she did not endorse
Right.
She might be able to convince me that Tulsi's better.
Perfect. Hey, thanks so much for your time, guys. We'll see you guys around. All right. So it looks. Can I ask you guys a couple of questions?
Yes.
What is your name and what brought you out here today? I'm going to turn around so there's no shadow on your.
Go first.
Here, let's get you in there. Come on, Teresa. I'm going to turn around just because I don't want to get a shadow on your guys' faces.
John.
Oh. You're on live with Real Progressives. Yeah. What brought you out here today?
Well, I think that the world is at a turning point, and that we have to do the progressive grassroots movement and pull together for the best possible outcome for our future, for our children's future, for the future of the planet. And I think that it's silly to think about not going for the very best and most progressive candidate. He's practical, he's down to earth, he knows that the United States is able to take care of its citizenry, and we don't have to have an oligarchy that is like in the forever war. I'm real happy that he's medical care is right, and a well-educated populace is the way to go. We want a good civilization, and it's really critical at this point in history.
Right. Are there any other candidates that you're entertaining or thinking about?
I'm enjoying the wide field in the Democratic Party because of all of the issues that they're bringing up. They're taking up different aspects of a progressive cause. and they're promoting it in their own states, and I think that builds a grassroots movement. I think that Bernie is a clear leader, and you know, respect to him. Some people said, oh, he's too old. I'm sorry. Well, look at the guy. Listen to him. He's energetic. He's vibrant. He's in the moment, and he says, not me, us.
Perfect. Hey, thanks so much for your time. And who do we have here?
Lori.
And Lori, where are you from?
I'm originally from Canada, but I live here in Las Vegas.
And what about Bernie's message resonates with you?
That I know his policies work because I've seen them in other places. And for example, with the healthcare, you know, when I moved here, I was shocked at the healthcare system and how bad it was. And when I heard him talking about a plan that sounded an awful lot like what I was used to, and I personally knew was better, I definitely was on board. And I was like, oh my God, he's the only person talking about this. This was back in 2014, I want to say, 2013, 2014.
Okay.
So yeah, so I came out just because I've always been a supporter since then.
Perfect. Hey, thank you so much. All right, here. We're going to maybe get one more question.
You know, the one time that I got...
Let's see here.
I said...
Hi, folks. Can I ask you guys a couple of questions? My name's Manny, and you're on live with Real Progressives. Can I get your first name and where are you from?
Sue from Henderson, Nevada.
Okay, and your name, sir?
Ernie from Boulder City, Nevada.
Perfect. And what brought you out here today?
Well, we came out to see Bernie. Where's Bernie?
What about Bernie's message resonates with you folks?
Well, it makes some sense, you know. Lots of countries have socialism. Why can't we?
Right.
Right, and he's stuck with his message for many years. He hasn't just adopted it, you know, because it's popular.
Right. And if there are some folks who are sitting on the fence or aren't too sure, and it's still relatively early in the process, because it's such a wide field, what can you tell them to share or to come to Bernie's side?
Share about why people should vote for Bernie.
Because Bernie's been doing it longer. Bernie knows what this is all about. They're just coming to the game Johnny come lately. They're all the other candidates are coming over to Bernie's way of thinking. So why shouldn't we go with Bernie?
And Bernie, people say, yeah, he's too old. I don't think he's too old. He's got a lot of enthusiasm.
Hey, for a man his age, going around, flying across country, back and forth.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
But it's because he really believes in what he's talking about.
Right. Hey, thanks so much. I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming out here, folks. All right, let's see if we can get one more question in here. Let's ask this guy here.
Yes, we do.
Ask you a question?
Yes. Come on.
What is your name?
Kate, want to have another selfie with me, girl?
I look horrible right now.
You listen. We've been burned.
So you've been you've been watching Real Progressives here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Be sure to like, subscribe, and to share. And if you can help donate, go ahead and donate. We're live in Las Vegas in Bernie Sanders' campaign office in East Las Vegas. And can I get your first name and where you're from?
My name is Christian. I'm from out here, born in Alabama.
Okay, and Christian, what brought you out here? What about Bernie's message resonates with you?
What about who?
Bernie's message resonates with you.
My message, you know what? Bernie Sanders' message, it's about the people. It's about change for the public. It's about bringing back everything what the people used to have that's been taken away due to the fact because of what politics have, and that's money.
Right.
And him talking about getting money out of politics.
Okay. If there's someone who's out there on the fence, what could you share with them?
If there's someone out there that's against Bernie?
Sure. Or isn't too sure who to support, what would you tell them?
I would do the best I can to let them know that you're supporting somebody, in my opinion, from my perspective, that has a platform nothing compared to who I support. and that person supports something where all the money is at, and him getting the money out of it, and the company using that money to pay for what you need to receive Medicaid, to receive a better Social Security, to receive Medicare, to receive something that will provide you and that will protect you in this country, just like any other country.
Perfect. Hey, thanks so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna head on out. Bernie Sanders' campaign office visit is wrapping up. Let me see if I can turn this around here. Bear with me. And thank you all at home who've been watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. This is Manny Arizala with Real Progressives signing off. Thanks so much, and be sure to tune into Steve Grumbine's Mac and Cheese podcast along with Joy, and follow the Real Progressives family. Thanks so much.